Hello there, and welcome to the Tauntaun Squadron YouTube channel. We are live in the XTC Group C second games between Colombia and Ireland. Now, Colombia in round one were up against probably the favourites for Group C in England, and sadly they lost. Ireland were up against Wales. They were doing quite well as well. That actually went to quite a thriller. That ended up being a 3-3 thing. I'm just going to take the player names out because it's going to look better for you guys. There we go, and get rid of that. Except that didn't work because nothing ever works when I want it to work. Let's apply that. All good, all good. So that has left us with a draw against Colombia in round two. So let's see how we're getting on. So we have two good players here. Estaban Correa is flying the Colombia's resistance list. And Conor Holmes is flying an FO Malarus cadet list. So the girl has bought 6 things with her, and I need to change one of these to blue because that will be much better and actually have the stream correct. So let us make the green one a blue one, like so. That's much nicer, I believe. Okie dokie. I think we are relatively getting set up here. So Conor doing all his fancy fine tuning, the top right hand side of the screen, which is excellent. That's what we're after. And I wonder if either player really wanted any sort of joust here. So hello chat. It's good to have you here. All 6 of you so far. I'm sure that will get much better as time goes on. So all the ships are here. So I'll go through the 2 lists as I can. So Estaban flying Resistance Beef. He has 3 Red Squadron experts, all at I3, all with heroic. So if they roll blanks, you can roll it again, which is a fantastic thing for 1 point. He has got Merle Cobbin with Intimidation and Thread Tracers to give out no real damage, but giving X-Wings with 3 attack. That sounds pretty good. And Intimidation, so any ship that defends at range 0 loses a defense dice. And then Rose, who also has pretty much got the heroic ability if it's behind enough of its friendly ships, also has heroic, and it also has C3PO, which means every time you coordinate, you can get another calculate if you have calculated, so she can end up with several of those on her. Conor has went very simple. Lots and lots of Epsilon Squadron cadets. All 6 of them, all different colours. And he has got Malarus with Pattern Analyzer. If you don't know what Pattern Analyzer is, that means after you fully execute a red maneuver, before you check the difficulty step, you can perform an action, which is pretty decent. So let me see where we are right now. Hello, Jenny. And it's Estaban. Sorry, Juan, who is captain of Colombia. I apologize for the mispronunciation, but I have a good excuse. I'm Irish and I have never been to Colombia. So Esteban, we will do that instead. So it looks like they are getting ready to set up. I've asked the players beforehand to ping the table a couple of times so I can get the overlay stream as good and as close to the actual in-time clock screen as I can. So setting dials, this is part of the rules in here. There have been a lot of discussions in the game on the Discords, for instance, regarding streamers getting involved. Well, now what we're going to do is, if I see anything that needs a judge, I will call the judge channel. Outside of that, I've spoken with both players. They are well aware that I am not getting involved in game. They can request a judge thing to me. And outside of that, we will keep an eye out for any misplays or board states that are completely and utterly wrong that would have a detrimental thing, I will call the captains first and then the judge. There we go. I am ready to go. When they are ready to go, here we go. 75 minutes. Colombia versus Ireland. Game 2 in Group C. So, thank you very much for joining us. I will quickly jump into the chat. And it's Correa. I'm actually making an absolute balls of this. So we're going to try and do it properly now. So I will. Estaban Correa. Is that better? I want a 5-point penalty for every spelling mistake you make from now on. Well, that's what his name was spelt in the list that I got. So I can change it if you want. That's absolutely fine. I will take the R out. No problems. We will do that. I like to keep my Colombian friends happy. So let us go up there and we will take out that. Just like that, and we will save that now. So there you go. Now that has been sorted. So vamos and slanche. We will say slanche to the... Oh no, what has happened now? So round 1. A couple of missed moves and little maneuvers. Not a lot happened. So Conor has got initiative, which is pretty good. I'm wondering if these guys would actually really like to take the full-out joust on. I assume that Colombia would quite like that, especially if Merle gets up real close. That could be pretty good. You can see Merle there on the the side of the screen, facing away from everybody else. Rose in a nice little position, so she gets at least 2 rerolls anyway with her ability. And nice consistent swarm flying from Conor from Team Ireland. So let's just move in a little bit closer to the action. I assume that over the skies of Hoth, we are going to get some decent stuff happening today. I actually expect this quite a lot. So Juan, my absolute pleasure. I aim to serve. So we're trying to do our best. Liam, yes, Conor, let's go. Conor actually sadly lost his first game in the first one, looking to make amends for the Irish team. And let's see where we're actually at. Please bear in mind there is about a minute delay from me speaking to what you're seeing on screen. So I kind of jump between chat and this in between things when it's not too critical at the time. Though doing the overlay and everything else makes it a little bit more critical. So maneuvers have been done. First order have all went forward 5. That's a very, very big move from Conor. Very decisive indeed. Merle continues his merry way up towards the Echo Base Mountains, which is pretty good. And nowhere close to where he wants to go. And the Resistance hear the screaming ties from space because the First Order are chasing the Resistance. They've just ended up at this same Rebel Alliance outpost that you might have seen in Empire Strikes Back. So they have went, and no, I don't really want to engage right now, so I shall swing away and try and lead you in a merry dance down towards the plains. As you can see, there are AT-ATs that actually were in The Last Jedi on Crete, on the Sand Planet. So they have started their land force things, which is the ground assault has started, and a bump there at the end after all that lovely 2 turns, but Rose has bumped. So Malarus keeping up with her cadets, like that a great deal. No, Liam, I did not get a co-commentator at all. Instead of running several laptops like I normally have, sadly, my go-to trusty DJ computer has decided to die altogether, and I'm not going to go and buy a new laptop just for this, even though the XTC is and has and probably will be right until the final going to be the best team tournament in the world. No, I couldn't actually get a co-commentator that could actually jump in. So, chat, while these guys set their maneuvers, and I don't really have to do anything else, who are we cheering on for? It's good to see so many Colombians in chat. Hola. I hope you guys do very well. So, and who do we think has got the stronger list and the chance of actually taking, as this is game one of round number 2, to start into an early lead? Liam, I'd have had you, not a problem. I just need to get my things sorted out. So once I get the mic levels resorted through just one laptop, you are certainly in. Gary Colton, what a good lad he is. Vamos, Irlanda. So let us hope for a really good game. And as far as I've been told by other streamers who are giving up their time to bring this direct to your 50-inch screens, if you're lucky enough to be able to cast this from YouTube to a TV, both very good players indeed. So we're now back to the maneuvers. That is a maneuver there. Everybody has went forward, and everybody has decided to focus. Merle has decided to continue going up to the giant ion cannon turret, poised and ready by probably Finn, seeing as he's not part of this resistance beef list, to try and take out any incoming first order star destroyers. And we, at the minute, with the booster, are playing an amazing game of merry-go-round the asteroid belt. I'm liking this early KG play. Red is not going to be left behind. He will be able to boost as well because of the configuration of the wings, but actually drops back a little bit. I assume we're going to get a 2 hard here from the bumped Rose. I assume she could also just sit and chill for a little second, but probably won't, and indeed does not. Looks down there, sees the AT-ATs, disappears to the left. Vectored thrusters on and all good, and Malarus continuing her, I apologize, fantastic swarm playing by both players. So pretty good. So Chris Baird, who is part of Team Ireland, says Conor to win, as they sing in Colombia, your ships don't lie. Oh dear God. Shakira, really, oh God. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't mind that. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. So, 3 rounds of maneuvers, not a jot of damage one way or another. I know in the XTC Team Ireland Discord, we have been talking, would they actually set up for a joust? It would have been a very interesting and probably a very, very quick stream indeed. But at the minute, with a grand total of 66 minutes still to go. The first 9 minutes is pretty much them going up and down both sides of the board. So no engagements, no need to take early shots. Conor has pinged the table. His are all done. And you will see the players on a lot of the stream games, especially from this week, double check their maneuvers. There were several high instances of lag, especially if there was an awful lot of people in a room. So teams that maybe had, say, 3 or 4 commentary people doing stuff, it would reset the dial to what the previous maneuver was. Now, all the players are in the XTC Discord, and if they're not, they should be, will have been told double, and triple check your dials before you say that you are ready to go. So that is what you will see. You can tell when they're doing it, as if you look at their dials. The Colombian one is red, which is pretty good. And Conor's are blue because they are the red and blue players. And if you put your cursor over the top of that, that allows you to see what maneuver is underneath the dial. So cagey opening, to be fair. But welcome. It's an absolute delight to be part of the Team Ireland XTC team. Now let us see what Colombia do now. So again, they have decided to disappear up to the left-hand corner, and we are now at 90 degrees to pretty much where we started, and I would assume that that will still go on. Malarus, I assume, will do a bank in there and bump and keep everybody in her arc. So there's all those massive calculates and focuses and all that sort of stuff going on, which is pretty good. Now, decisions will at some stage have to be made on when and where the first engage is going to be. At the minute, Colombia playing very, very safely indeed. Don't forget that those T-70s have one more extra shield than the Rebel Alliance's T-65, so you require 4 to half one of those 4-hulled 3 shielded ships. While the cadets are better than the Imperial TIE fighters. It's almost like in the canon they got better and added shields in, kind of learning from the rebels that shields might be kind of handy, and have done that quite well. So being a little throwaway TIE fighter at Initiative 1, they're just kind of happy to be able to take 1 plink, and it's not like their wings are about to come off, which is pretty good. However, the T-70s have 3 attack die, 2 defense dice, and it's completely the opposite way around for Conor's First Order. 2 red attack dice with Malarus rerolls if she is in range, but 3 green evade dice. The A-Wing and the transport pods, 2 and 2. But Merle in his A-Wing gets 3 evade dice and can be a tricky, slippery little person. So a conservative thought process here from Mr. Holmes. Grabs all his pre-done focuses. Interesting from Merle, has bumped into the blue T-70. There's a 1 forward from the yellow. Will we just see that and then maybe a 2 hard next turn? I assume as Merle has decided to come in and unfortunately bumped into blue, a wee bit of a decision here for Estaban. So let us have a little look. Is he going to? He continues to boost forward. Interesting, interesting indeed. So 2 forwarder from blue. I would expect a barrel roll to the right, a booster to the right, as you've just seen. I would also expect a little bank in here, and I am right, it's a 1 bank. And will he boost and then maybe bump Merle again? I mean, is that good? Is he better off staying there? Decides patience is a better form of virtue, and barrel rolls out of Merle Cobbin's way, and Rose has actually found second gear and is catching up with the rest of her squad, and then barrel rolling to keep 1 in. There is no doubt at all, after Rose takes her stress, that Malarus will just go a 1 forward to the focus. And that is the end of the round. So, chat, were we expecting some sort of engagement? How long will the engagement take? These are all great questions. And sadly, I am not gypsy enough. I do not have a crystal ball or tarot to be able to say when, where, and how these guys will actually go pew-pews. But I assume at some stage, as soon as we have around an hour left, I don't think they're going to do Ring a Rosies for another hour. At some point, somebody will have to take the plunge and attack to try and get some points. Because if this went to final salvo, well, admittedly, so there's 12. Yeah, there's probably, it would be very close, to be honest. So back to Daggles. And lots of choices for both the Colombian player and the Team Ireland player. But playing at a decent pace, which is great to see. I have seen some games on stream that have been played slightly slower than would probably have been played in real life. And I've had people messaging me on Facebook and on Discords saying, why do we seem to get an awful lot more destruction on TTS? It's quite simply, we played more rounds on TTS than we probably play in real life. You know, you don't have to walk around the table. You're only clicking your mouse. So on average, it's about 5 rounds more. Seems to be the general sort of consensus. So, Conor has decided attack pattern delta, and 6 ships rocket forward at a 5 speed. We'll take evades this time, just in case Merle decides to sweep in with a 3 and a boost and all that sort of stuff. But at the minute, I'm kind of liking where the TIE fighters are for next round. Merle's come in, taking a focus. Will he stress himself to do a boost? Nope. Stays there. Rose at I3 can move at any time, before, after, or in the middle of the T70s. And it looks like Colombia have decided enough is enough. We might be able to get in here and try and get some shots. I'm going to see where the 2 T70s, blue and yellow, end up. I would expect maybe like a bank 1 or hard 2 and a barrel roll here from... No, right round the back. So this is the problem with any Malarus list. Skips round the side of that asteroid. No action because of the boost. And then a nice little bank 1 there from blue. Wings open, so can, if needs be, take another maneuver. He's maybe thinking about a barrel roll. Too far away really to get into it. Decides in the end that the boost to the right is a far better option for next round. And Malarus swings in there, takes his focus. And I wouldn't expect any shots here just yet, but I would assume that the players will have a quick look to see. Nothing there. And if yellow has nothing, I would assume that Merle has nothing. So, will we get pew-pews this time? Options all over. To maybe stay out of the engage, Conor Holmes could do another 5 forward, then do maybe a hard 1 with each of them to try and get into the flanks of Rose and Merle. I would expect Merle to bank in towards the fight. I would also expect yellow to maybe come in with a 3 bank to the right, and the other guys just to move up and try and get as many orcs under this TIE swarm as is humanly possible. Chris says the TIEs are faster than Rose. They will catch her eventually. Well, yes, seeing as she's now coming back into the fight, that could be far faster than what I thought it could have been. And Richard Polly, who is flying the Resistance for Team Ireland, says evades, changing it up. Well, you know, it makes the screen look prettier, different, and almost looks like he's paying attention to what may or may not happen. So the Malarus reroll allows you to reroll a blank and take a strain. And the good thing seems to be that Conor wants to get the mods in first, as he is first player, as you can see by that lovely little initiative thing over there. And at I1, the other ones will have already shot. He will have still had all his stuff, apart from the Merle shot, who needs to be in... Well, he'll be moving, shooting last out of the entire team. So, this one, grab your hot drink, your cold beer, your vodka tonic, whatever it happens to be, and let's see what happens. So, a strain for the orange tie. A focus here, and I'm going to imagine, as Conor is a fantastic swarm player with this list, will focus up. Everybody will one hard to the right, putting in a lot of time and effort. So I did say initially that the yellow T70 could bank in. They also have a 4 forward and then a boost to try and get into the back of Malarus. That is also something that can definitely happen. Merle, absolutely no fear. Merle also has intimidation, which is not good. Merle also has thread tracers to look up locks for all the T70s who'll be in range. I will now expect totally a bank in to the right here from Rose at some stage, deciding what to do with red. What action will he give him? Now, so the wings are open on red, is that correct? They are on the model. So I'm going off the model. Rose has delightfully slipped in for a menage a trois. She has her, heroic and her inbuilt ability. Has a little look here to see what is in range. I'm assuming there's going to be a coordinate going on here. Let's just have a quick look at what they decide. Both these players very au fait with the rules. So she takes a calculate. So there is the maneuver in to the right from blue. Really interesting to see what happens here with yellow. Yep. So we called that right. All guns on the ties, and we are going to have a bit of fun. There will be dice being rolled. I love it. It's almost like it's like a real game of X-Wing. So here comes Malarus flying in there at the side. Maintaining an action here for Conor. No action being taken yet from Conor, mind you. So let's actually see where we are here. So all of the T70s have focused up. Merle has got an evade and a focus, so double mods in there. Conor eventually goes for a focus. Yellow, range 2 obstructed. Let's have a look and see what we're looking at firing into. So 3 dice into Merle, 3 dice into red. Merle double modded, so decent sort of choices here. Rose and the blue T70 are completely out of range. This may be a galaxy far, far away, but you know, lasers only go so far. Apparently, they wouldn't eventually just continue going on. Conor's made his choice. Range 2 shot into Merle. Spends the focus for 2 hits. Merle, fully modded, should be absolutely okay, and that he's completely. So now the entirety of the Colombian resistance list can now fire. It looks like he's going to start with yellow. Target priority. All of these appear to be, Well, we'll soon see if it's range 2 or range 3 into pink. Everything else will be fine. Even red has been pinged there at range 3 at the bottom of the screen. So thoughts, I assume it will be into pink, I would assume. Deciding which one of these guns to try and remove. So, shot into the strained orange. That has happened because Merle is in Pink's bullseye. So he gets to be able to reduce this altogether. So 2 at range 3. So a hit on an eyeball spends the focus. And 1 shield off orange. So first blood to Colombia. Will they go for concentrated firepower? So going into the pre-strained orange cadet. Are we still going into the... Are we still doing that? No. This time we are going into... I was about to say 2 dice, please. That would be better. Rerolls for days. Doesn't need any reroll or upgrade at all. 3 dice here for Conor. Looks like an eyeball and that way. So it rolled 2 evades. So got out of this. Range 3 from blue into the strained orange. Has a focus. Will spend that completely without even thinking about it for 3 hits. 2 evades back, but that is half health on orange. He's into hull. And again, maybe here to try and take off orange altogether. Not obstructed, 3 die. Bit of a trail mix there. He's going to decide whether or not he wants to spend his token. Just thinking about spending the token. Does not spend the token, wants to keep that in defense. Interesting choice. And Conor evades out altogether. So, return shots from Team Ireland. So 2 into 3 here. Still double modded Merle. 1 reroll from Malarus. 1 hit. Into 4 is not really... Not with a double modded thing. Takes a strain. And should be absolutely fine here. Yep, 2 evades. That's absolutely great. I think he's only shooting at Merle as well. I mean, he can get that red or the yellow unobstructed range 3 as well, who doesn't have a focus. That could be a far better opportunity to go away from these 2 and look at the whole screen. Because I can see from here that yellow has spent that focus. Correct choice in my opinion. Rolls his 2 dice. Gets 1 hit, a blank. The blank can be re-rolled through Malarus. Gets a focus. Takes a strain. 2 hits. 3 dice back. 1 evade for yellow. So the first shield goes on yellow. I shall sort that out now on the overlay and back to the game. Cannot shoot yellow this turn. Going range 2 into the double modded Merle. Can re-roll that for 2 hits, taking the strain. We'll have to spend his evade, so that changes that. No damage done. Still 3 more ties to fire, which is the orange, the pink, and the green. So nothing wrong there. Here is green. Now, green will have a shot onto yellow, who is tokenless. It would still be a 2v3, but absolutely no defensive mods. Decides to maintain firing at Merle, spends that focus. It's still 3 dice. And that's the problem with 2 die attack into 3 evades. Much, much harder. Is that range 1? It certainly is range 1. So let us see what we can get here. Double blank. Gets that. He will have to spend that to take no damage. Does without a question. Is this range 1? This is going to be the key one. It isn't, so it is 2v3. Merle has not taken a single point of damage. He will take that. Will Colombia's greens still stay as good as they have been all round? This is his last roll of defense. Takes a shield. So Merle down 1 shield. He gets the final shot. It will no doubt go into orange, who is already half health. Into a strained, my apologies, a strained cadet. So 2. And he does not have heroic, so blanks out. Bit of luck there for Ireland. So, as you can see, Colombia have a small advantage at the minute. This is what Malarus swarms like to do, though, is get in nice and tight. Try and keep Malarus as safe as possible. But there is going to be a whole lot of decision-making going on for this activation sort of phase. So as you can see, leading by 13. Hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. If you are, I'd greatly appreciate you clicking the like button. Thank you to the 6 of you who already have. That makes a great deal of difference to people who stream. It means that more people will get to see the XTC streams on the YouTube algorithm. So thank you very, very much indeed for doing that. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you haven't already, you can also subscribe and we'll ping you an email free of charge every time we bring you an XTC game. And that is our pleasure. We want as many people to be able to see these games as is humanly possible. We have got other games on Friday and Sunday. So we do. Between these 2 amazing countries. So let's see where we are going to go this round. Now, Merle will not move first. Merle moves after the tie swarm make their maneuvers. Hence the reason for Conor to actually have taken the initiative when he won the roll-off. So looks like all dials are nearly set. Again, you can just see that both players looking at their dials to make sure it's right. Estaban is not liking the red and has decided to change his mind. That's Conor going over the blue circles in the middle just to ensure that all dialed in maneuvers are right. Good to see that the lads are keeping the board state nice and clean as well. So I would assume some blue maneuvers here from the cadets to be able to get their action and 3 evade dice, which could be very, very good indeed. Will we see tactical blocking? Will we see anything? So Conor has decided my 7 dials are done. Let us see if Mr. Correa has actually got his done as well. So Estaban looking quite good. And it's a tight game. So here we go. Yellow, orange flies over this way. There's a sloop there from pink. A hard 3, a straight 3. Yellow does a 2 bank and bumps. But again, all of this is making things all good. So the blue maneuvers are keeping everything tickety-boo. This now means, however, that if Merle goes in anywhere, and is that in Red's bullseye? I would say that he is. So his ability will trigger. Red, even though Red went for a 4K and has bumped, stressing himself out. Rose very gently, being the good little pod that she is. I'm now assuming that there will be a coordinate here for the Red X-Wing. So she gets a calculate. And actually gives a focus to Merle. Interesting choice. I would have maybe went for the 3-die gun over the 2, but Yellow sneaking in has pulled the flaps back to just chill, ready to go. Oh, the 1 forward from Blue has bumped into Rose. No action there. And Malarus, a 1 forward with him. He has changed over everything that he needs to do here. So now we need to see what the best form of attack is. That best form of attack is very, very simple. It's into the tokenless blue X-Wing for triple blanks. Manages to reroll 1 for no damage on his I-5. Unfortunate there for Ireland, as I assume that all this incoming Colombian damage is going to go on to Malarus. I can't imagine anything else. Range 1, 4 dice here from Colombia, who only manage 1 hit. Now, it depends on whether or not he wants to keep his focus. Decides, nope, no thank you. So that strain has gone away. 2 into Malarus. So that is both shields gone. Another range 1 shot. Hit, crits. 2 dice back this time. So it's a hit crit. The crit is structural damage. Not great there, to be fair. Final X-Wing, 3 at range 2. Hit, crit into the same target. Gets an evade. But Malarus losing in hull integrity all over the spot here. Multiple rerolls. Heroic, all that sort of stuff. 2 die in from Rose. We'll use heroic for hits. Eyeball spends that. And I'm afraid that is the end of Malarus. Malarus gone altogether. So a gigantic lead here now for Colombia. 64 points needed by Conor to take the lead. However, this game is definitely not over yet. So let's see where we end up. So die into red, 2v2. So red takes a damage. First shield. And I will update that. Oh, wonder shot there. 3 hits into double blanks. Can heroic gets 1. So that's both shields down onto red. I will update this overlay after all these have went through. So no more Malarus rerolls. Hit, crit. The crit only goes through. Let us see what the crit is on this. And it is damaged power regulator. And another 3 die attack. Nothing you can spend on that. That is 2 more hits. He gets a heroic. That's another damage. And another range 3 from green, which is all eyeballs. So points on the board to hull into red, and all of those with a damaged sensor, or is it a regulator? I've completely forgotten which it was. It is the regulator. I will add that crit in there too. So half an X-Wing for a full Malarus, and that's not great for a swarm with the name of a Malarus swarm. So here we go. This is going to be a range 2 here from Merle. Uses that focus for hit crit. Takes the shield onto yellow. So there we go. 2 rounds of fantastic firepower going in there. Can I play the Rick and Morty sad song now? Yes. I will play it at the end, if that's what you're after. Yes, I can do that. Merle is always such a pain. Merle, such a pain. Once he gets up into range 1, things are not great. So yellow is going to double check that everything is right. So yellow has lost a shield from that shot. I'm actually taking too many shields off. So red down to 2 hull. Shield off yellow. By the looks of things, blue is completely untouched, as is rose, and 1 shield off Merle. On the other side, sadly, Space Dust Man has taken the lovely Malarus to a better place. We can only hope. Half on the orange cadet and a shield on yellow. The other 4 completely untouched. But the main thing that we need to remember is the actual scoreline, and the scoreline is 63-22 with just over 31 minutes left in the game. So, seeing as this channel is, not safe for work, what you're looking at in the middle of the asteroid field is collectively known in Ireland as a clusterfuck. And I cannot see an awful lot of things to help out either of these players, as it is too tight to call where you can even get your ships into. However, as these guys both have played their lists a great deal, Conor has already set all his dials apart from pink. There's going to be an awful lot of bumperino, I can assume. Conor just setting up what he needs to do. Probably to try and get as many guns on target and hope that his greens improve slightly. At the minute, though, Colombia should be absolutely jumping with joy. Around Many points, over 40 points clear, leading by 41. And yet again, since we're now getting to the nitty gritty of the game, every single maneuver now matters even more. And it wasn't like they didn't matter beforehand, but now there are stressed ships. You know, the pink cadet is stressed. The red T-70 is stressed. There's a lot going on. Rose is stressed. The orange one appears to still have a red token on it. It looks to me more like a strain than anything else. Okay. Okay. Colombia appeared to be set. Double checking the dials. Yep. Just double checking that if I'm lucky, will my ship go where I wanted it? Decides maybe not. Changes the dial. Puts that back in. Maybe something a little bit less risky. Or maybe even more riskier than what he thought. But here we go. I assume that all of these are done. I assume incorrectly. See, the reason it's called assume is because it makes an ass out of you and me. So I shouldn't be saying anything until we hear the ping pings on the table to say that they are actually done. Now that actually does look like all dials have been set this time. And off we go. Hard 2 there. Blue maneuver, clears the stress, takes an evade. Not bad on a ship that's already halved. A bank here from the pink, which means it goes nowhere. 4K and a stress for green. A 3 hard with red, takes an evade. 2 sloop from yellow, takes its stress. Hard 1 from cyan, takes a focus. Excellent. Okay, let's see where Merle ends up. Will Merle do a 5K? Decides discretion is a far better alternative. Still in Cyan's arc at this minute. That's the only arc. I don't believe that pink hasn't. Maybe there could be a boost here. There could be a barrel roll to try and get out of range by moving backwards. It appears that the barrel roll is the correct option. Now Merle currently may actually be in pink's arc, maybe at about range 3, but it's a range 3 2v4. He'd be happy enough with that. Move in there to the right from red, bumps into cyan. Doesn't appear at this minute in time to have any shot from that. This appears to be a red maneuver that has not worked at all from yellow. So we'll need to give himself a stress. Does indeed. That's the second time that a big bolt maneuver like that has not paid off. So tokenless here. Little bump from blue, who has got yellow firmly in sights. Bump from red, so no calculating stuff going on in here. And maybe not that many shots happening at all. Sadly for Team Ireland, they have lost their stuff, so no shot at all from red. This could be a range 1 shot into pink. Just checking what is all good. That appears to be the only range 1 shot, so 3 into 3 if he takes it into pink. Yellow has lost a shield, but decides more red dice, more chance of getting something. So unmodded shot into pink. The dice gods say not today. And can reroll everything with her ability, as she has 3 in there. 1, 2. So pink loses a shield, and that appears to be going into yellow, who has already lost a shield. Range 1 from blue gets 1 crit, which Ireland evade. This could be another range 1 shot. It is indeed. It's into Cyan, who currently at this moment in time is untouched. So 4 into 3. No mod at all for the T70. So no chance of a reroll. 1 hit is what goes through. 1 evade is what is rolled back on the green Irish dice. And is that it, apart from Merle, who has no shot anyway? So let us see. I'm not seeing an awful lot of big shots here from Conor. And he is going to have to maybe try and take this off. So range 1, unmodded, 3v2 into the red T70. Oh, that's unfortunate. Has pink range 1 for 2 hits and a crit, and red has exploded. So points coming back here for Ireland. So that's pretty good for them. We move that right the way down to the bottom. So 2 eyes from the K turning green. No mods is the equivalent of a blank out. And a range 1 3 die into 2. Oh, the dice. Oh, the dice. Couple of shots. Not really getting anything there at all. I'm pretty sure I can get rid of that dice. So there we go. Chat, help me out. Help me out. So with a grand total of just about 22.5 minutes to go, the score is currently 76-44. First order ties a little bit shaken up. The other side looking pretty good. You know, it's only 1 shield off 1 T70. The other guys fully sort of shielded. Rose, fine. Merle only lost a shield. And as we look across the other side here, you know, pink has lost half. So has orange. The rest okay, apart from yellow, who's also lost a shield. So still plenty of time for this to swing. And if you've been watching any of the XTCs, the comeback is always on. But Colombia at the minute looking okay. But a lot can happen in a game of X-Wing, as we all know. So dials already done and checked. I do like this. We should always be checking our dials anyway in real life and on TTS when we play online. That just makes good sense, because you do not want to fly your ship off the board or have the maneuver that you had last turn. You know, if you had a red maneuver, there's been an awful lot of Ks and sloops here in the last turn there in maneuvers. So obviously if you did that, then it's just a white forward and keep the stress for a 2 forward. So you keep it, and that's, you know, has put people off the board before. So let's see where we are at, with around 20 minutes left to go in this Group C match between Colombia and Ireland. Let's see how we get on here. So I would assume the rate of play will probably get about at least another 3 rounds in. Uh, Ireland, I will need to take a T70 off the board to even begin to get into this and claw this back. But the difference now is only, as you can see on your screen, Conor needs 33 to lead. Halving one of the T70s is 22 points. Killing Merle is 37. He's already a shield down. Adding Rose would be 31, which wouldn't be enough. So as we go under the 20-minute to go mark, let us see where these ties end up. I would assume an awful lot of blue maneuvers to try and get as many guns on target as possible. There's another bump in there. Okay, all done. Just like that. Conor Holmes is just, there you go. That's me finished. What you got for me? Merle has bumped and is not in anyone's bullseye, so no Merle trickery for him. The yellow X-Wing has just done nothing apart from doing that bank in, skirting that top right asteroid on your screen, and is just one forward to victory the entire last 3 rounds, and I think that's just brilliant. Blue is going to attempt a 4K, and that block there from the Cyan Cadet has stopped that in its tracks at the minute. Absolutely fine, mind you, though. Roses also went from bumped to bumped. So choices all over for Colombia about where they want to try and do. Pink and orange would be your prime targets if you can get them. I believe that is range 1. So it will be 3v3 against the stressed, halved. Can reroll because of Rose's ability. Has something in her thing. Gets maybe enough. Takes the crit. The crit is weapons failure. Weapons failure on Pink. I don't think Pink is actually going to be around for too much longer, but we will put that on the screen just so you know what it is. And a range 1 4 into 3 should be upcoming from the yellow with a focus. So adds the 4th die. Is going into Pink. That is 2 hits. And 2 evades from Pink. Survives at the minute. Not sure if Merle's got him for later on. But if that has happened, there are no other shots. So uses Cyan first. Only 2 for the range 1 shot because he doesn't have anything else. Gets 1 hit. Will he spend the focus or take the shield? Decides to take the shield on yellow, which is an interesting choice. But there we go. We're going into Rose. Range 2, hit crits, nabbies. Just like that. The total throwaway. I don't even care. I know I'm not taking any damage roll. But this could hurt. Range 1. No, decides to go range 2. Hit. And not spending that focus earlier pays off hugely for Colombia. Spends focus to take no damage. Then goes in here. I see 2 hits. 2 hits it is. 1 back. Final shield gone on yellow. I will put that shield down. Yeah, Natty evades yet again from Colombia. No change in the score at all. Merle does not have Pink in arc, but can fire range 2 at green. Gets a crit. Shield on green. Has been popped. So complete after all of that shooting, the score is stayed exactly the same. 76 to 44 in favor of Colombia. Just under 15 minutes still to go. Thank you very much for everyone who's currently watching the stream. I hope you are enjoying the game and that your compatriot is doing as much as they possibly can to do that. Marcel, normally if I have it, I would spend it, but then that actually paid off really well. It actually saved half health there. So, and you're not a scrub. You're far too good to be a scrub. So dial setting again. Another couple of shields off. Little bit of like losing all the shields on yellow there. He's one away from half, but as I say, it's only 22 points for halving that particular X-Wing. So time for the nitty-gritty to happen. Both players will want as many guns on target as possible. Because of Malarus dying, there are no rerolls that Ireland can use because of Malarus's fantastic ability with the Swarm. Though unbelievably, all 6 ties are still alive. Yep, so that little move in there is very good. The 2 there for a bit of stress. Keeps that stress on pink. Four forward from green. Stressed cannot take an action. And Merle has just clipped Cyan yet again. Blue bugs out. That's a very good call indeed. Disappearing up into the upper ionosphere. Maybe we'll disappear away and run for the last 15 minutes or so. But knows that he's not getting fired at, so takes a target lock because he's free and easy. Nothing can hurt blue at all. Red bumps into the back of the green TIE Fighter to give himself a range 1 unmodded attack into the utterly untouched Cyan. And here's a red maneuver. After all those 1 forwards, let's stretch yourself out to a proper Kagan turn. And will Colombia choose that one first? Well, this be the first shot. So it's into Cyan. He's trying to get half points here. Just double checking that it is range 1. And it is. Remember, absolutely no evades. Rose can't calculate as she bumped, but let's see what we get. Hit crit from the T-70. Now, 2 die. So, takes that shield from the hit crit. So, Cyan now down to 1. Or not 1, still just his 3 hull that he should have. Let's put that up. Roll there. Well, that's ridiculous. Excellent rolling. 1 evade. That is half onto Cyan. That's exactly what he wanted to see. Now up 89-44. Next attack is from Conor for 1 crit, which is evaded. And again, slightly better dice this time. Hit, hit, crit. So hit, crit going through onto yellow. There is the hit. And the crit is Wounded Pilot. Two eyeballs. Return back that. Not so bad. To the attack here. Spends the focus for 2 hits. And Natty evades yet again. So range 2 to into 2. Spends the focus. A blank out here will end yellow's dream of MVP. Does not get it. Down to just 1 hull on that. And now we are still back. Unbelievably, we've only lost 1 ship in this entire game, which is pretty astonishing, actually, if you wanted to. The amount of dice that have been thrown in this match is a lot. Chat saying frame the greens. Absolutely, the greens have been on fire for Colombia. And have they forgotten about Merle? I think they may have, yeah. Well, let us have a quick look at the time. Just over 7 minutes on my clock. So maybe 2, maybe 3 more rounds in this game to go. It is 89-66. This game has always been led by Colombia. Getting the extra 22 for Ireland would leave Conor 2 points behind. Even having another one, he's going to have to kill something or have to in the next 2. All Colombia really need to do is try and avoid their wounded ships getting killed. So if we look at the board state here, the yellow tie, the cyan tie, and the pink tie are all stressed. Green is not stressed, so could maybe do a 4K to pull up in behind the yellow T70. Cyan cannot do that at all because of the stress. It doesn't really have a good target anywhere here. But at least we're only down to 2 T70s. If we're supporting Ireland, that's the way it's been. So Red obviously went after his disable power regulator, blew everything to hell and back. Pink has still managed to be on the board, to be an annoyance. But I would say with like 5 minutes to go, this is going to be pretty critical. How fast these maneuvers and shots get fired. Again, just like in the first game for Ireland against Wales, very, very, very close. There hasn't really been an awful lot of what you would have said massive victory things to go. So they have remembered. And that is a hit in between there. And that is it. Does it make a difference? Well, yes, it makes a heck of a difference as green is now halved after that. And to be fair, it hadn't shot. So now we've got a 36-point lead for Colombia. And I think that's probably a little bit too much to claw back. They would need to literally take out an entire T70 to even get close to getting to get back. So 37, Ireland require 37 points to win without taking any damage back. So 102.66. Maneuvers all done. There we go. Everything's set. Changed. Merle banks does as we turn. Will get his trickery as he is in red's orange is bullseye. Apologies. I think I'm going star blind. Chance for green to take 22 points for the first order if they can. Rose is bumped yet again and is getting at least 2 range 1 shots. The K-turner from blue, who has had absolutely the best thing to just disappear for a while, come back around, maybe get a shot into somewhere. Range 3, so 4 dice for Ireland, 3 unmodified for the resistance of Colombia. And it's a blank out. Heroic showing just how disgusting heroic can be. And orange has departed altogether. And I believe that is probably GG right there. It's heroic is such an amazing card for resistance beef, and really showing. And in this list, it costs 1 point. I cannot understand how that only costs that amount of money. Range 2 from the yellow. Just the 1 hit. And well evaded there by Conor. Has Rose shot yet? I believe so. Okay. So 2 hits. And green, absolutely, the dice, unbelievable from Colombia. Wow, that's fantastic. That is a fantastic roll. And blanks there. If this is into Merle, Merle takes, obviously not into Merle's, he has intimidation. So that is into Rose, who loses a shield. Not enough, though, just yet. 1 hit. 3 dice back. That's evaded. And the in-game clock says 1 minute and 25 seconds. So, I'm just going to double check we have got everything right. 1 hole left on yellow. Blue completely untouched. A shield off Rose. A shield off Merle Cobbin. 1 hole left on pink. So let me double check all of this. Pink should only have 1 and does. Half on cyan. Yes. 1 on yellow. Right, we're all good. We are all good. We are all good. So, with Orange's explosion, this is going to be the final round. Colombia lead 114 to 66. Conor would need 49. And I don't believe there is any way he can do that unless, not with what he's got left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships. He would need to kill yellow because it's only got the one. Just take one shot at it and hope for a hit crit explosion on everything else. Merle would be a 37-point swing. Rose would only be a 31-point swing. So it is slightly doable, but not altogether perfect. There goes the timer. This is the final round. Can Colombia increase their win, or can Ireland pull back the improbable and try and get as many shots on target into the right targets to snatch what has almost become a real thing over here in the XTC, which is late comebacks. So they are all sneaking in here, left, right, and centre. Are they trying to block the yellow? If they are, that's very clever indeed. Swings in, loses the stress. Take your action. The action is to get rid of that for an extra attack, so he has lost weapons failure. So we'll take that back off him. Blue, little bank in there. Stress removed. And now you can take all the time in the world to decide what action to take. As the timer has ended. Will it be a target lock? Will it be a target lock? Let us have a look. Or will he just play it safe? And he has played it safe. If in doubt, focus. The best bit of advice anybody ever gave me ever about this game. Yellow, maximum overdrive. Out of arcs of all the ships, bar green. So can take the focus action as the maneuver is white. Needs to roll. Gets a hit. Gets a stress on his wounded pilot crit. 3 forward there from Rose. Barrel roll to the left would probably be the best maneuver for that beautiful little pod. Does not want to be sitting range 1 of red at all. So is going to try and coordinate. And can get every single ship in the game in. Giving a boost to blue, who has already taken a focus. Because of the coordinate, she gets a calculate. Super clever play. Range 1. So 4 dice into 3 with a focus. Double of 8s. So blue has taken his last thing in here. Green. 2 into 2. And the dice have not been kind. Is taking the range 1 shot here for the 3 dice. Bumped, only gets the 1. 3 dice back for Merle. Merle does Merle things. range one shot from red. Hit, hit, crit. Spends the calculate. Gets a weapons failure. Half points on Rose. Gets a reroll. There we go. Absolutely. And a console fire. But again, not enough to take the ship off the board. And Merle with the final shot of this Group C game gets a hit. It is evaded. And that is that. Vamos, Colombia. Unlucky Ireland. Colombia take a 1-0 lead in this best of 7 in Group C. Fantastic, fantastic flying from both players. I totally enjoyed that game a great, great deal. Just not enough there from Ireland, and I've got to say that the green dice, the stats, if I was to bring that up, would be amazing. So just looking at your chat in here, did not matter at the end. You're right, Nick. It didn't. It had to be within range 2. Chris trying to say kill yellow, half Merle, half Rose. Not enough guns to probably do that. The game is over. Plenty of firing, plenty of good stuff, lots of decent evades, a whole load of really interesting stuff. Great game. Congratulations to Colombia. They have taken a 1-0 lead against the All-Ireland team. Thank you so much. I would appreciate if, when this is all finished, if you could subscribe to the Tauntaun Squadron channel here on YouTube. We'll bring you at least 2, if not 3 more games this week against these two. But until then, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very, very much indeed. Juan, cheers to Colombia. Good luck in the rest of the round. My name is Sith Holocron. Thank you so much for watching our stream of the XTC 2021. All the very best. We will see you during the week.